Hey guys, so we're doing this a little differently. So this is Ramir behind the camera, and here in front of the camera we have Chris, aka June. So who are you and what did you play today?
Hey guys, I'm Chris, aka June, and today I got 11th place at the Seattle Regional. Played 8 rounds playing Ishizu Tearlaments, and honestly, this was my one last ride before the deck just gets nuked. So yes, had a lot of fun, good showing out. We had Leo, who just fucking tore it up. Dude, you're so nice, bro. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. We all took some dubs, and yeah, this is my first regional top ever, so super stoked with it. So
yeah. Awesome, bro, and congrats on getting that invite. So thanks. Before we go to the list, do you have any shoutouts?
Yeah, shoutouts go to obviously our entire testing group. We got Scythe Cord, we got Leo's group, we got my team, Team Pog, Billy and Jim. We got Norbu and Paul, Team Ape, and Team Saiyan. To Steven and those guys, yeah, a lot of shout outs. We had a really good community, and I would not be where I am without them, so yeah.
That's awesome, man. We love to hear. All right, let's get into the list.
All right, cool. So, start off, play the standard. 2 Rhinos, 3 Sharon, 3 Hav, and 3 Merrily. Shout outs to Leo for giving me these beautiful supers, and the Rhino was for my very first OTS in this set, so honestly, it just felt like Destiny right before the ban list, so yeah, beautiful cards, and just extremely overpowered, like, ridiculous. And then 2 Kashtira Tearlaments. This is the new card. This card goes insane. You get to extend past your normal board. You get to play like extensively during your opponent's turn. It's honestly crazy. It's just a godly mill. It's really good. And then a lot of Ishizu Tears that showed up today were playing like Fenrir on top of this. I personally chose to just play straightforward Ishizu Tears with just Kashtira because I felt like there was nothing wrong with the deck, so why try to clog in more cards into it, right? You just make it better with the cards that actually synergize with it. So yeah, Ishizus, I played 3 Shufflers, 3 each Shuffler, and then 3 Kelbeck, and then 2 Agido. These cards are really good. Obviously, I wanted to play more, but because the deck count is at 43, it's really hard to fit a lot of like stuff that you'd like. I also play 1 Orange Light. Deck space is ridiculously tight, so the only thing that I could think of was cutting down an Agido. But this is a hand trap that a lot of people don't expect, and it just comes down on them. But yeah, these cards are crazy. So there's those. And then I chose to play Bestials in the main deck. I played 6. So I played 3 Mag, 2 Druis, and 1 Baldrake. Baldrake is really strong just as a part of your end board. So if you get to resolve Mag, search Baldrake, he just becomes a ridiculous like part of your end board. Like banishing from the a special summon from the extra deck. Super powerful. I didn't want to play more Bestials than this though, because while I expected there to be like infinite tiers in the room, I also didn't want to just have useless cards against like Kashtira matchup or like Sprite or whatever else could be in the room. So I just didn't choose to play more than this, and I felt totally fine with it.
How did the Bestials interact in a format with Thrust?
In a format with Thrust, I felt like if you choose to Bestial at the most opportune moment, so obviously like you have to be very, what is it? Like, you have to like kind of be conscious about like when you Bestial. If you just shotgun a Bestial right away in the first name, you're obviously punishing yourself. But if you Bestial where they've already committed like multiple cards and it's hard for them to extend off of just a Thrust, like if they've already summoned a Kit Kalos and they go Thrust, they can't grab an instant fusion. If they already have a planted out, I mean, yes, having Pearl Reno is a bit of an advantage difference, but considering that they've already committed tier names and they're now trying to play on fewer tier names, I still feel like the Bestial is justified. But yes, Thrust is a card that hard punishes these, but to be honest, not a single tier player that I played against today did I Bestial and they thrusted on resolution. So there was never that situation. So
that's good to hear.
I didn't find myself getting punished by playing the Bestials, which is the nice thing. So yeah.
For sure.
And then go to spells, 3 field spells, terraforming, and then instant fusion. And then for the tiers cards, I played 2 Scream. Scream is insane. Would have played more copies if I could, but deck space is obviously really tight. And then traps, I played 2 Sulliek, and lastly 3 Imperm. Imperm, just busted in the mirror match. You just do this on Kit Kalos. Everybody played into it today. I played into it today. So yeah, there's no escaping Imperm on Kit Kalos. It's just that strong. But given a couple of days, you're not going to have to worry about that. So yeah, overall 43 cards in the main. Feel super satisfied with my ratios.
Let's see it. 43 best number.
Yeah, 43 is the go-to number. Go to extra. I played 1 Baguska, 1 Dweller, and 1 Redoer for rank 4s. And then for rank 6, I played 1 Beatrice. And then I played 1 Zeus. I did not expect to play against Kashtira, and to be fair, I was justified. I only played against 1 Kashtira, and they absolutely creamed my ass. So maybe the second Zeus should have been in there. But I was mulling over this for hours and hours the night before on whether or not I play a second Zeus, and in the end, I just could not find a reason to like play a second Zeus if all my matchups were going to be Ishizu tier. So if I was expecting more Kashtira in the room, I feel like Bestial and Garura would have come out for like extra copies of other cards, because like, let's face it, if they rip 1 Zeus, it's just extremely hard to play the uphill. So yeah, there was that. But yeah, in the end, I decided that I would face against more Ishizu tiers, and out of 8 rounds, I played 5, I think. So pretty fair. There's that. Lynx, I played 1 Elf, 1 Sprint, and Dark. Just super broken. I don't know how many times I keep catching people off guard about Sprint's second effect. Like it's kind of funny how I can just end Sprint and like a Dweller on the end board, and then just like Bestial during their turn, and then Sprint detach from the Dweller to bounce like up some of their stuff. Like this card comes up. But yeah, broken cards. Sad to see this go. Rip Bozo.
Your fullback is Rip Bozo.
Rip Bozo.
One last raw.
Speaking of Rip Bozo.
A moment of silence.
Can we please have 10 seconds of silence, please? Okay.
Okay, next one, celebrate.
So anyways, yeah, the best card in the tier deck just got hit, obviously. So how I play now, or like tiers after this, is going to be, you know, up to the lab and just figuring it out. But this was the heart and soul of the deck. So yeah, you played 2 because while I did not expect that much Kashtira in the room, I did expect like a unicorn or like a mind hacker to rip 1 out every once in a while. So I just wanted to have a second one. But yeah, the second one did come up where I like fused like 2 kits on the field at the same time. It was weird, but like it comes up. But if I was playing against more Ishizu tiers, the second one wouldn't be here. But yeah, Kaleido and Rukalos and Garura, Muddragon and Stapella as the other fusions. These are just really good. This is really good. Turn, I mean, obviously you can make Stapella, but also Muddragon 2 is good turn 0 against Kashtira, because if you have Havness into a Bestial, for example, you can make the Garura, or sorry, the Muddragon, and then if they have a Unicorn on the field, you just go Muddragon Call Wind, and they can't Kashtira Theosis target the Unicorn to summon a different attribute. So it does come up turn 0, like you can do that. You can also make Stapella to like get whatever they summon into a level 1, so they can't make rank 7s. So yeah, these cards definitely, if I were to play like tiers in the future, these would definitely stay in, because they just come up against the Kashtira matchup. So yeah. And then side deck. I played 2 Nibs. This card went in today. Surprisingly, not against Kashtira, but against the mirror match. There was a lot of Ishizu tier players that were playing into Nib. I almost caught my round 2 Jordan Anchor. Shout out to Widow Anchor. I almost caught him off guard because his end board was Elf Dweller, no tier names on the field, 3 sets. I went end of main Nib, but his last 2 cards were orange like Keldo, and he was just better. But yeah, I felt super good about this card. Obviously, if I played against more Kashtiras, or expected more Kashtiras, this would be bumped up to 3, obviously. But coming next format, this you definitely will want to bump this up to 3. This card is just insane. And then also played the Scattershot Goofy time card. I wanted to time, I think, 4 rounds today, so half of my matches went to time. And that's just how it is though. Like that's like when you play against not even like bad tier players, like it's just like how the turns play out. Your interactions are just taking forever to resolve, and you will go to time. Like that's just the nature of it. But yeah, a little sad that like half of like I think more than half of of the times where I went to time, it was because like like the game just got like so overly complicated. Like he was like the opponent would be getting like mad at me, like, can you speed it up, bro? Can you speed it up? But like I'm like, dude, I'm playing like 1 card per half second, so like there's no way for me to speed it up at this point. But that's just how the nature of the game. So
did you get hit by scatter shot at all this tournament?
Against that game against Widowmaker, he got me though. He was my I lost to him. Let's see. Because I made a really crucial mistake where there was 11 minutes left on the clock, but I did not side in scattershot, and I beated myself up after that. But he sided in his scattershot. We played the turn out. It turned into an 8-minute turn 1. And with 3 minutes left on the clock, I didn't have a scattershot to send. My end board was very weak. He had resolved his scattershot, and it went to his turn. And he just played out his turn 1 for 3 minutes and didn't go to battle phase. So that's just how it was. So if I had thrown this in, the game would have been a little bit more up in the air. But yeah.
Can I check wave though?
Can I check wave? Let's see. 3 Storm, 3 Dark Ruler. I just wanted to have something for like any of the other decks in the room. Flu, Sprite, Sword Soul, Budul. It can kind of come up against Cash too, because you just like Dark Ruler or Rise and whatever they summon off Shangri-La. It comes up. So like I didn't regret running these cards. I didn't see them all day, so there's that. But yeah, I feel like you're going to be running a lot of these cards coming in the next format, so yeah. And then 2 Talents and 2 Thrust. These cards were pretty damn good. Going second, I played into an Ishizu tier board, and I just went Thrust, grabbed an instant fusion. Like, that's pretty freaking good. It can suck though. Like a lot of the times where I won against the Ishizu tier matches, they had like summoned Kit Kalos, and then I just imperm the Kit Kalos, and they would just pass there, and then I would see what the rest of their hand was, and it's just full of like tactics cards. Like it's just talents, tactics, and like all these like dead spells after I just impermed the most important part of their combo. So yeah, but like obviously if you side these going second, it just breaks the board insane, and you just get so much advantage because there's like such crazy cards that you can just like search off of them, for example. Like yeah. Pretty good. I felt really satisfied. I decided to play 2-2 because I didn't want to see more of the other. I felt like while Thrust was really good, I didn't want to see too many of it, and specifically chose to play 2 because I don't want to draw multiples. So there's that. And then last 2 cards, Harpy Crime, the standard auxiliary tier cards. This came up against Brave Plunder Patrol deck, like just doing this on Fateful, and then this went in every time I went first. So yeah, good cards. Sad to see the deck go, but you know, they were doing their time. I got to have one last good raid with them. So
oh yeah, congratulations, man. Congrats on nailing the big finish in the last tournament of the format. And before we go, what were your matchups this tournament?
I actually do have it written down somewhere, but 8 rounds today. Discord. There we go. Round 1 was a win against Ishizu tier. He was playing a small cash package. I think he was playing just Fenrir and Kashtira at Tearlaments. He wasn't playing anything else but past that. Round 2 was my loss against Widowmaker. He's a really good player. He was playing Ishizu tier cash with a heavier package. He was playing field spells, the whole 9 yards. He was playing set rotation. He was also playing Trivy Karma, as I learned later in the tournament. A lot of tier cash players, tier players in general, were playing this new card Trivy Karma in the set. Searches any card that says Visa Starfrost in its text. So that's pretty broken because it searches you planet and basically any spell or trap. So really good. My round 3 was a win against Naturia Ishizu Runic. He was just there to have a fun time. So round 4 was against Brave Plunder. I cooked him. So he went Draco, or he went Fateful Effect to pitch to grab Griffin. He pitched Draco, and he went Griffin Effect to summon, and I chained Kelbeck to bounce the token. So his Brave package was dead, and then I Havnus milled 3 names against him. So there's that. Round 5 was against, I believe it was against Bauer. Matthew Bauer, yeah.
It was the last champion of the Seattle Regionals?
Yeah, last champion of the Seattle Regional. I got him, he was playing Ishizu Tier Cash. The reason why I feel like playing like such a mixed up deck of Ishizu Tier Cash was a bad idea for me was because you just run into bricks, like brick hand situations. He went first, he won dice roll, he went first. He had 5 cards and he said, "Go ahead." He didn't reveal what his hand was, but I don't want to know. It just had to be like the most unplayable hand. So I don't know. For me, it just made the most sense to just play Ishizu Tiers. There's nothing wrong with it, and just make it better with like Cash Tearlaments. So there was that. Round 6 was against Trevor Ishizu Tier. He's a nice guy. Round 7 was against another Ishizu Tier, but he was playing Trivy Karma. And he drew it both games, and it's just a dead card in hand. So, like, you have to mill it, and you have to banish it from grave to get its effect. So, like, if you open it in your hand, it's like opening Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. It's just dead in your hand. So, like, I can see a good argument for it. It's really, like, good synergy for the deck, but, man, can it brick. And then my final round 8, was against Kashtira Pure. He went first. He made his board. It was Mind Hacker, Shangri-La, Arise Heart. Like, the top 10 cards in my deck were banished face down. Like, I can't do anything. And then game 2, he draw phase shifters me. I can't escape it. Shifter will be in my games all the time. There's no escaping it. I made Baguska, and he just impermed it during his turn and went full combo. So that was just. I can't even be mad about it. It's just like how it was. But yeah, I was pretty close to getting top 8 today. So overall, though, I felt really satisfied with my last run with Tearlaments. So yeah.
Congratulations, man. Congrats on closing out with the invite. And yeah, we hope to see more from you in the future.
Peace.